Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome in. It is reset day. It's time to open some vaults and see if we've got any goodies. Go do some delves. Hope everybody is well. What the Christ is my... Why is my random ass Dragonflight Weaker all of a sudden showing? The hell's going on there? Let's fix that real fast. That one? That one. Delete. There's no way I need the Dragonflight one anymore. See you later, bye. Hoping for some remix patch notes or an alpha tomorrow? Maybe. Maybe. They have said that they're working on a... Or we have rumours of there being a... an actual proper blue post about Remix in a little bit more detail. I think they'd be pretty dumb not to do it, since they'd be pretty dumb not to do it, since so much of the player base seems to just have one impression of what Remix should be, and everybody else has another, but... yeah, I don't know. What do we need? We don't need chess pieces. We've already got one of them. Oh, we do need one of these. Our current one's on the champion track. This is on the hero track. That would be our fourth piece of tier, all on the hero track then. That's going to be hard to not take. We're probably not going to be doing much with it now, item level wise. But it sets us up. Then that's our set pieces done. Shadow guards, are they shoulders? They're shoulders, right? This, interestingly, isn't going to provide any tangible upgrade to me right here, right now. Other than it will allow me to get it to 8 of 8 hero later in the patch. It's that with dual socket. Well, yeah, it's the only actual option, isn't it? The only option. Still, safe to go do... Do we just take this? We've even got the Mog from the other pieces. So this is literally the only... Let's go do the Delve. Let's go do our tier 11 Delve first. Do I have... I've got 3 of these Shrieking's Quartz businesses. Okay. What's our weekly stuff this week? What's going on this week? Oh, bonus event, Delves. Oh, all the Delves this week, potentially. Journey progress increased by 25%. Companion experience gains increased by 25%. Undercoins by 25%. Okay, this is a week to bang out some Delves. Very much a week to bang out some Delves. Good morning from the office. What you doing in the orifice? Working hard, I imagine. You're going to reset the region-wide auction house? That's not my intention, but, you know, it's not my intention. Very hard. That's how she likes it. 400% EXP buff seems great. It definitely allows you to level faster. Welcome in, Mr. Goldson, by the way. It definitely allows you to level faster. It does have some interesting drawbacks, though. The interesting drawbacks of leveling so fast is that you almost physically can't keep your gear up to date, which means whilst you are leveling faster, you are artificially slowed down by the fact that you just do not have enough access to gear. Your gear pretty much exclusively comes from doing stuff. And when you're doing stuff levels you up faster than you get the gear, it's a tricky situation. Crash world quests. Complete any seasonal dungeon. What the hell's a seasonal dungeon? I don't know. Gotta go kill the world boss anyway. How many world quests is it? 6? We can do 6 world quests in Koresh. I didn't even do half my phase diving activities last week. Oops. Oops. Slacking at the moment. Big slacking. Oh, yeah, we got this on the screen. This stands for Heroic World Tier. We don't need this right now. That was from yesterday. Also a week to do the World Soul Memories for Coffer Keys. Why is that? Or is it just because more keys equals more loot? More equals more delves, maybe? I guess. Let's do what we always start the day with, which is pick up our patron orders.
What brings you here?
3 gold.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
That is quite the outfit. That's quite the drip. Okay. Much like yesterday, I'm going to start today's stream by prefacing the fact that my energy levels are low. I had about 3 hours sleep last night, so I'm quite literally running on empty. But bit of video games, a bit of coffee. Poppy is chilling right now, so we have opportunities. My oldest dog is still a little bit poorly, but you know, she'll be better soon. Let's grab some shopping stuff. Ha! Bait prices. Am I the closest one geographically to Manthe? I'll rush over with a bunch of coffee. On the basis that I don't openly disclose where I live, other than Finland, you probably are pretty close. Oh, wait, hang on. I need to do the orders. Hey, more Team Finland represent. Good morning, good morning. Why is it not crafting? Okay. Or as they say in Finland, huomenta. Ignore the fact that I live in a Swedish area. Promise I won't come over uninvited. Oh! This'll amuse you, Chalida. The little shop, the little supermarket robots have come to a town near me, and they are cute as a button. Absolutely cute as a button. I saw one pottering past my house yesterday. I was like, oh, I gotta try that out. They are cute as a button. I'm gonna have to explain myself, aren't I? I've just realised everybody outside of Finland's not gonna know what I'm talking about. These things these things. Right, so in Finland now, because this is the world of great levels of technology, right? This doesn't show my address or anything stupid, does it? These things, right? Little shopping robots. Little shopping robots. These things are absolutely fantastic. These can deliver you groceries. And they're just super cool. They are now available in a town near me. So these are really cool. I have no idea what it costs to get your groceries delivered through one of these little things. There's only 2 of them. So you know, I might get lunch one day delivered by a little robot or something. What language does the robot speak when it gets stuck? Beep boop. Just beep boops. These things are awesome though. I joke though, these wouldn't last 5 minutes in the UK. These would be on eBay within 5 minutes. Do they actually speak Finnish to you? That's adorable. It's adorable. But they yeah, these would be robbed and sold for parts and on eBay before you could blink if they tried to do this in any other country. But they're like, I don't know, that the Finnish people treat them like pets. They get, you know, they've fallen into a ditch and people, you know, put them back up and then they go, oh, and they go off on their way again. They're super cool. But these are, I can now get some lunch delivered via mini robot, which I thought was quite fun. Launched in 2022. Has now expanded to over 100 stores in various Finnish cities, apparently. They might even say thank you after you help them from getting stuck. They're really cool. They're just really cool. I've only seen one once IRL though. Yeah, I was, Mrs. Matthews pointed out that the fact that the store near us has got them coming soon, and I didn't realise when coming soon was, but then I just saw it going past my house yesterday. I was out walking Alma. She didn't bat an eyelid. Nipsu, my black dog, I don't know where she is. Asleep over there right now. Nipsu would lose her absolute fucking mind if she saw one of those. She doesn't know what to do with humans or other dogs, never mind a random robot coming along. Boop, 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 boop. But they're really funny. Very careful in traffic too. The one I saw waited half of an eternity to actually cross the street. Didn't go until there was absolutely no cars around. Yeah. The I saw it kind of. There was a car parked in a driveway, and its butt of the car was sticking out a little bit, and this robot like stopped and was just like, it did like a 12-point turn to make sure that it gave like loads of clearance. They're very cool. Oh, well, hang on. I haven't got a shopping list on the go. They make Finns exercise in small talk. There was another woman going by when we saw it and had to stop and talk about it for a minute. Puts Finnish people outside their comfort zone. That's really amusing. I don't really consider myself like super talkative. Like for an English person, I am absolutely dog shit at small talk. But then I moved to Finland and I realized, well, okay, maybe I found a nation of people that speak even less. And eventually I now basically talk for a living, but you know, it's crazy how things end up, but yes. Finnish people, very reserved until you get to know them. And then they don't shut the fuck up, but... Get a few drinks in them and they open up. What's the point in talking if you have nothing to say? Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. Why waste words? Why waste words? Save them for something important. Probably why they love death metal. It's just all screaming, no
You
words.
wish to speak? Winds be at your back.
Okay, patron orders. Check. What's this? Sure, learn a pet. Grab some easy knowledge points for the day. Large talk at work, nothing left for small talk. But even in the business world, like, they don't even talk much at work. Finnish people are a very reserved nation. Reserved in a good way. Right, let's have a look at the specs. Hello? There we go. Are we just stacking the points up now? Yeah, I'm just stacking them up until I've got enough to fill the whole thing. Not far away now. 80 odd points or something like that. A few weeks. Jewel crafting, same scenario. I need 20, 40, 60 and I've got 43. Oh, 17 to go. This adventure's taken me way too long, but what are you going to do? Right, where are our delves today then? What we got on the old delve front? Turn the tunes down just a touch. I feel as if I'm shouting, and I don't have that many words today. We have got the Dread Pit. We have the Nightfall Sanctum. We have the Abyss. And that's only 3. That means we've got Archival Assault as well. I need to do 3, and I need to do them on 11 for the Gilded. I also need to do the world boss, and I also need to do some world questy stuff. So maybe going and doing the Archival over in Koresh. Wombo combo this with killing the world boss with doing a few bits and bobs. That seems smart. Right, to the new zone. Off we go.
Thusday cartel has lost control of the docks. I need someone competent to sort it out for them.
Do we just queue up a bunch of the world quests? It's really weird. I've never really felt that there's like... To use the word to-do list paints it in the wrong light. I've never really felt as if there's anything in this zone that really interests me to come and do it on a daily or weekly basis. I just have zero attraction to this zone. I guess what we can do actually is we can use the power of the Zygor. The power of Zygor to queue up the world quests. Zygor, show world quest planner. Koresh. You. Go. Let's make it easy. Queue them all up. Get them done. Get them done. Oh wait, there's one up here somewhere. What did we need to do? We needed to do 6, apparently. I've only been there twice because it wasn't that much fun. Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't really seem to have a grip on me in any way. Especially phase diving. Yeah, phase diving is also like, eh. And yesterday finding out that they've put like a multi-hour grind in for a mount where you in essence do nothing but just run around and hunt for phase orbs seems to be the only thing you do. Haven't quite figured out what it entails doing that, but something we might look at doing at some point. I must admit, playing Hunter on retail after playing Hunter on remix for an unhealthy amount of time, I will have to give remix some credit that it does feel. Remix feels faster, even though it's not. Look, I can just nuclear kill things. So my time to kill in retail is faster, but because I don't have all of the movement speed buffs, all the plus speed, retail feels slow, which is really weird to say. Although, to be fair, it shouldn't be a competition, should it? Remix should be like so Sonic level zoom that it's absolutely no competition, but it'll get there. It'll get there. Have some faith. Have some faith. Have trust in Blizzard that they've got something cooked up for later in the remix event that will be so wonderfully enjoyable that it'll make up for all of the negative press that it's getting in its initial dev stage. Special assignment unlocked. I did one world quest. Okay, sure. City's gorgeous, the rest of it's boring. The city's just Tazavesh. It's the same thing. That's just copy-pasted. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You're right. It looks really cool.
These ruins are filled with the fragments,
but it doesn't get the same level of credibility because I know they've just copy-pasted it for the most part.
Excavate, but you can retrieve the fragments.
Hope all of Midnight is out, open outdoor zones, no underground garbage. What did the preview look like? Was there any cavey looking stuff? Can't quite remember. Don't forget we're for the most part revisiting old zones in Midnight, so old zones with a modern twist. Guild of Gold, welcome in. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Same as when Pandemix ended. I mourned over my speed stat. Yeah. Yeah, especially on classes that are like naturally slow. That bonus speed is makes all the difference, doesn't it? Five. I need 3 more. 1. Aren't the Haranir, isn't there zone underground? Mentioned something about roots of the world tree. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, that one might be underground.
I know some complain that removing fragments from their original context invalidates their value, but I like to get things done.
Let's go grab these last 2 world quests on this mini continent, and then we'll go do the delve. Oh, a rare. Get him to come up. I forgot this was the one you got to hop to summon. There he is. How close are you to renown 20? Oh, miles off. I have no idea what my renown is, actually. Scarily low, actually, I'd say. 15. Yeah. Miles off. I absolutely stopped caring about this zone pretty much after the first week. It's, yeah, like I said, this zone just doesn't pull me in. Just doesn't grab me particularly. I've done a few bits and pieces out here, but nothing too extensive, not since really the first week, honestly. Got to 20, then just stopped caring, but I agree the zone's a bit meh. It's very low on my rankings of zones, full stop. Now, obviously, it depends how you categorize things. Gameplay-wise, features and functionality-wise, it's like low, very low. You know, if we're doing out of 10s, it's like a 1 or a 2. So, like, 1 is unfair, but like it's a 2 or a 3, no more, in terms of features and functionality out here. Aesthetically, it gets a slightly higher score just because the art team always smashes it. You have to remember it is meant to be like relatively barren a landscape, so the fact that there's not a lot here, but it's, you know, it's offset by the fact that there's a, you know, really nice skybox, and, you know, there's lots of twinkly pretty foliage and stuff like that. They've tried to make it look good, even though it is relatively desolate. But like the fact that they clearly stole a zone that they hadn't finished or had chosen to not use from some other time in history and didn't give it that modern day Blizzard zone polish, gives it like a -2 overall score just for lack of effort, honestly. I know that sounds really quite harsh, but there's no pets out here, there's no like, there's none of the world quests that like are considered modern-ish Blizzard world quests, nor is there anything particularly new or interesting in place of them. They just haven't bothered to update the zone to like modern standards.
Thank you.
The Eco Dome was a, you know, probably really good on the drawing board as an idea. Its implementation has been quite lackluster though. So I would struggle to give this zone much more than a 4 or 5 out of 10 as zones go. Unfortunately, can I come out of phase now? Surely I can come out of phase. Be back farming Mechanicas. Once or twice a week. I'm not doing it daily. Retail for me is very much at a position now where it's going to be on the back burner. Retail is going to be something that I just keep ticking over, and I dip in and out, and I get a few things sort of. Season 3, or the final patch of an expansion for me, historically has always been the patch where I don't pay too much attention to what's going on that's like current and meta. I then start like rounding things off. You know, I'll go back into old zones and I'll finish stuff that I haven't finished, or grab some achievements. A lot more chill, a lot more relaxed, a lot more sort of off the daily grind. And that's probably going to include things like Mechanica and stuff as well. We hit that whole thing pretty hard in 11.1. So the setup is there. The market's not going anywhere by the looks of things. I'm in no worry that by not really doing much of it that I'm leaving gold on the table, to use like a gross business analogy, but did you not come off the wall? with remix, with housing, with alpha, with beta, with Christmas, with all sorts happening. My focus to spend playing retail 40 hours a week is it will take lower priority, I think, now. One more squishy squish. And actually, it's usually a good way to round the expansion off anyway. Because it gives you that little bit of opportunity to sort of like to rest a bit, to get hype about what's new, what's coming. Weirdly, the hype train aspect of the run-up to an expansion is almost as fun as the expansion launch. All the speculating and figuring stuff out and planning and preparing and all of that sort of stuff, and it really rallies the community together a lot more. The scene of gold making in general is an odd one, because it's kind of, it is almost, I mean, my stream title today sort of defines it really well. Gold making is often a me versus everyone kind of thing, right? So even though there's quite a nice little community of goblins these days, there's still that feeling of like everybody's in it for themselves sort of thing. So it's nice when we get an expansion launch and we start exploring the PTR and everybody starts figuring out all the new stuff and brainstorming things together and all of this sort of stuff. It's there's a lot more of a community feel in the run up to a new expansion, which I like. Oh, we need to do the delve, don't we? We're close enough to do the delve now. Do the rest of the world quests in a bit.
They need to be activated so our dome is powered.
Waiting to see if the reagents are new in this mid-expansion. Will it be a new profession from scratch or a continuation? Well, they have never once done a continuation of professions from one expansion to another. It's a hard reset every expansion. They've already come out and said that there's no new crafting profession, which was something that people were quite contemplating early on. I mean, true, we have never had a 3-step expansion, but there's no way they can drag these current professions out any further. I mean, I'm more intrigued to see what is going to happen with the simplification that's being thrown around about professions. There's clearly something in that. There'll be stuff to explore for sure. Reached the 100 mil milestone a few days ago. Pretty much done. Fair play. That's good effort. Well done. Congratulations on that. That's a monster. I've been there before, but I'm not there currently. No, that's the leaf delve bit. Where do we go on this one? Through the door. Not paying attention to what's going on. Wait, what? Free coffee. My brain is clearly not working. Need 5 more levels for Bran. The last 5 are going to be the slow 5 though, aren't they? They do say the first 100 mil is the hardest. Yeah, 100 mil, that is actually bananas amounts of gold. Without a system such as like Shadowlands legendaries being in place, I would say 100 mil is a significant achievement. Considering I know many people that have struggled to surpass the 1 million goal mark and they have played 20 years. Managed to flip over 20 million mats from Season 2 to Season 3. Just had to wait a few weeks into the season. Probably did more than 10 million gold with just basically beef. Nice. 1.5 gold in average buys into 6 gold sales. Can't argue with those. Can't argue with that at all. I've always known this, but I always used to prefer crafting. But I've always known that like flipping is realistically the only way you can multiply your gold and scale the operation to dizzy heights these days. Crafting, much like transmog, is the true end game. Crafting, flipping, cross-realm trading, the real end games. Still getting 800k a day profit. I mean, if you're doing that profit, that's fair play. That sets you on track to do 1 billion in 3 years. Filthy casual levels. I need to figure out where we summon the big dude in here, actually. By the big dude, I mean the big lass, I suppose, don't I? Of 2 billion from the end of Legion now. From the end of Legion. So, yeah, through BFA, through Shadowlands, through Dragonflight, yeah. Good effort. It's good effort. Propping up the averages for everybody else. Fair play. The Abundance Zone event in Midnight seems like they're trying to curb botting. It sounds interesting, doesn't it? If it's sort of like on the, you know, once an hour gold rush, even for gatherers, do you then take your gatherers into an area that's just absolutely ram-packed full of stuff and you go crazy? Will this sort of like incentivize like deafness as a stat more so than anything else? Speed of picking stuff up then becomes hyper optimal. Could change the way that gatherers do gathering if that's the case. But we know so little about what the event's going to be. We're once again just guessing. But it does definitely sound like something that they're trying to do to rather than having gathering and gathering professions be a multi-hour, everyday grind, giving you a window of opportunity. I mean, obviously people will still go out and farm on the normal, but it will give people a window of opportunity to make a sizable amount within a 5-10 minute window or something maybe, which could be an interesting twist. It makes me, my brain instantly goes back to like Legion. Was it Legion seed raids? I think it was Legion, wasn't it? Yeah. where herbalists would be able to pick up all the seeds, and then a group would come together to all plant the seeds, and everybody would like loot everybody else's plants. And but we know, like I said, we know so little about these midnight things so far. And I've every time we get a blue post or a video or something that comes from Blizzard talking about a feature way before we get it, I am significantly more likely to be very reserved on my opinions until I see it firsthand. Look at Remix, right? We got a little bit of information, we got a little video, 10-15 minute dev talk video about Remix before we got it on the PTR. And, you know, first glances, everything sounded rosy. Sounded wonderful. Then, you know, that's just the vision, isn't it? And that's, you know, it's often a different story when you see it firsthand. So, this is why I really want to get access to the alpha nice and quick. I want to get people in. I want to get to be able to see what's what, and for us to be able to sort of decide with our own eyes what we like, what we don't like. We did seed raids after the main raid for consumables back in the... Yeah, that was it. That's how you would do it. You'd, your alchemists in the your herbalists in the guild would gather their seeds throughout the week, and then you'd all spam them down and all bounce off each other's, and then that would probably not cover the cost of all your consumables, but it would definitely help. And it's a, you know, community-esque thing to do. Alright, so this one go down or up? This one goes up. No dragons up here. There's no dragons up here. Only 2 more dragons, they're both downstairs. There's a dragon. Oh shit, I was not watching what was going on there. I got nuked. I was messing around with my flipping window. Turn this one off. Close this window. I had that switched on for when I was tinkering with my druid. Tinkering on the druid yesterday. I've decided my solution to not knowing how to play druid is to learn how to play druid a bit better. So I've been practicing doing some resto, figuring out how to do some basic healing with resto. So I wanted to see healing meters. But my druid has got such scuffed gear. Druid's, I'm spec'd into resto and he's got flipping agility trinkets and all sorts of stuff, so it's kind of broken. He's only level 75 as well. I miss Starlight Rose when the RNG gods gave you rank 3 gathering the first day, whilst most gatherers got it in the last patch. Yeah, that's true. I remember, yeah, trying to get those rank 3 recipes for gathering was just painful. Took some people hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and I bet there's some people that have continually tried and still don't have it to this day. At least, though, it wasn't like, you know, you needed rank 3 to be able to get, like, rank 3 like we have today. At least you could still pick up Starlight Rose back in the day. You just didn't get quite as much of it as somebody that had rank 3. Still missing rank 3 Laystone Seams and Living Laystone. Want those for the quest and the recipe completion. Just leave your miner like logged off in a cave next to one of the nodes and just log it on once a day. Put it in the rotation of characters you log through. Just put it on once a day. Loot the seam, log off. Yeah, I know what you mean about the, like, sense of completionism with that, though. Completely zero reason to have it these days, but one of those things you want just because you want it. Right, okay. Need one more Drake. Go down one more level. Then we can spawn the big dude down here as well. Clear the room out a little bit.
It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
There's also an achievement for it? Really? Ooh. Oh, I tell you what, thinking about the achievements, I really do wonder if banging out some of the easier profession achievements is worth doing. Decor, like, I am somewhat convinced Decor, they're going to retrofit the profession achievements with Decor craft recipes. I'm almost convinced of it. Whoever at Blizzard was responsible for the profession achievements clearly will have a bee in their bonnet about the fact that basically nobody cared. Even goblins didn't care because they looked at them and were like, the price of that's ridiculous. I'll pass, thanks. I mean, there's always some people that will hunt down all of the achievements just because, but like, I know a lot of people looked at them and did, I need to spend how much to get 5 achievement points? How about no? So, there's a good chance that they will now boost the value of them by slapping some decor recipes on them is my guess. Like the $75 pet from the merch store. It's so much gold prospecting for Pandemonite and from enchanting, having rank 3 enchants. Prospecting's always done me well. I don't think a single expansion has ever gone by where prospecting hasn't made me a bunch of gold. Because it's just because it's a maths game, kind of like thaumaturgy. It's a maths game, isn't it? And some people just don't like maths, and some people just won't do the maths, and so some people will completely ignore it because they haven't done the maths. But those that are willing to do the maths to begin with, They'll do the maths and, you know, they'll understand where the averages come at, they'll understand their buy price, and they'll just get it done. Wow! Was that through me turtle shell? Oh well.
Let's keep a strategy in mind for the next fight.
Keep a strategy in mind. Thanks for that, Bran. Right, well there's me map. Void touched fragment. For the craft X amount, we noticed last night that picking from a cauldron also counts as crafting too. The guildie got the flask achievement whilst not even having alchemy. There's a good chance the alchemy crafting one, at least for flasks, I might already have them. Flasks were big business for me at the beginning of the expansion. Potions, on the other hand, I've not crafted even half as many. $55. What to do? Spoono, how are we doing? Welcome in. Good day, good day. Oh, 98, you're shitting me. 99. One more, one more. Beautiful. Right, quick check. What do I actually want as a hero piece from this? Hero helm, check. Hero necklace, check. Hero shoulders would be nice. Hero shoulders would be very nice because then they could also be catalysted. We've got a hero chest piece waiting for us in the vault, so I'd really prefer to not get a chest piece. We got crafted braces, we got crafted gun, we got hero gloves, belts. Now, didn't I get a hero belt last week? I do have a hero belt already, which we will swap out once they nerf this one in 11.25. I have hero legs, boots. I'm yet to get boots. Boots or trinket? Boots, trinket, and I'll take shoulders. Boots, trinket, and I'll take shoulders. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. We do have to kill the boss first before we get the loot. What a hunter. worried more about the loot than killing the damn boss in the first place. Do we need to kill this ad?
You won't hit us with that one.
I don't know. Can I just ignore the ad? I reckon I can ignore the ad. Oh. Apparently I can't ignore the ad. Okay. Oh yeah, I can do this thing as well, can't I? For a bit of extra DPS. Completely forget about that. And down he goes. Wow. Bran didn't get all that much experience, did he? Oh, 65,000 experience. Oh, that's actually not too bad. Oh, there's the possibility of getting Bran to 100 this week. Get Bran to 100 and then just call it a day. Where's the treasure room? This way. What brand talent are you using at the moment? I'm using his hat, and I can't remember the other one. Trinket. Essence Gorger Trinket. And we kind of, on use, rip magical essence out of your target and consume it, dealing a 500,000 arcane damage whilst granting you nearly 8,000 of your lowest secondary stat. If the target was an ethereal, your highest secondary stat is increased instead. Okay, that's very situational, isn't it? It is on use. Makes it a little bit more interesting to maybe press the button. It's one of the ones he sells, isn't it?
Our efforts have led to this.
Yeah, it's one of the ones he sells. He sells the champion one. I think I've looked at all of these before, and I think I've decided the delve ones for a BM Hunter are just like complete poo-poo, though. They're complete caca poo-poo. But I do need probably hero track trinkets to... what does 8 of 8 champion gear top out at? It's not high enough, is it, to push past the need for ruined? I can't remember. Close though. Oh, hello, there's still a chest here. Delve trinkets are B tier at best for BM Hunter. Yeah, this was my concern. I probably wouldn't. I don't want it to probably equip it and use it, but I need it to watermark my gear at a higher item level. As odd as that sounds. But that does solidify the deal for me that we also now swap out our champion chest piece for a hero chest piece instead. Gonna have to spend a few stones getting that upgraded in line. But that's an easy win for me. Go get that upgraded. And then see where else we stand.
Elun Adore. Be careful. Asha Fela.
Delver's Journey 6.
I will do my duty.
Do your duties. Be dutiful. Right, 4 of 6 shouldn't cost me anything. That'll take it to the same rank. Yeah, 704. So now they're just interchangeable.
Farewell. There is much to be done.
4 of 6, 4 of 6. We need to replace the shoulders. That's also 4 of 6. Need to upgrade the belt, maybe. Boots need an upgrade. Am I going to end up crafting boots? Am I going to end up crafting boots next week? Probably. Quite possibly. I'm not going to get the fancy... I don't think I'm going to get the fancy boots unless I buy the BOE ones. You have that script that checks what slots you need to upgrade for the achievement. I don't, but I kind of know anyway. How many rune crests have we got? 58. 58 rune crests is good enough to start upgrading any hero piece to 4 of 6. So I'm almost at the point where I either have to start upgrading champion gear, which I kind of don't want to do because it costs me 15 extra runed crests to upgrade a champion piece. On Wowhead, by the way. Yeah, I've used that before. It's a handy little tool. Renowned 20, Heroic, AOTC, and Keystone Master. I think that's Season 3 complete for me. Fair play. Good effort. Good effort. It's funny, I still have a bunch of things that are not 704 yet, but my item level is 704 because of things like the 2 crafted pieces and the Reshi wraps.
Good health to you.
Okay, right, well I need more crests before I can do anything overly interesting. Please don't look at my bags for too long. I know they are disgusting. I should do something about it.
I have many wares.
Here's some of the trash.
Good fortune to our friends.
That'll do. It's better. Alright. I need to do 2 more 11s for Gilded. Gilded Crests, we need to wait till next week to craft another piece of gear. Oh, but I might be able to upgrade these weathered and carved actually into the more runed I need. That'll help with not having to farm quite so many runed.
So many possibilities.
No point having the upgrade if we don't use the damn thing. One of you, 2 of you.
Farewell. We are united.
This, in my opinion, is the most elegant thing about this whole crafting system. Oh, you've left me at 43 runed eternal crests. Means I'm too short from
I offer you my
proper
aid.
upgrade. I'm literally 2 points short from upgrading that and then it being done. Alright, that's 1 more delve then.
Needed, I will
Do we do 1 more 11? Do another 11. It's the... which one's the least gross? Should we go do the Dread Pit? Dread Pit. We'll go do the Dread Pit.
Work cycle.
I understand your frustration, Gaora, but do not rush to conclusions.
Ready for Lemix now. Blizzard still haven't come out and actually given like an official launch day. I do wonder if because of all the feedback with it that they will, you know, because they haven't officially said a release date anyway, whether they'd be willing to push it back to give them more time to cook. I'm going to be honest. I think they need to. Unless they've got lots of internal testing of the later phases and are absolutely confident that if they can get through the first 2 weeks of what will probably be some pretty negative feedback, that they'll be able to ride it through with the later phases. The difficulty for me with Lemix, more than anything else, I think, because ultimately, if it's slow to level and it's slow to gear up, although that was a frustration for me with Miss Pandaria Remix, I still definitely thought that it should take less than 60 hours to fully gear, and actually as far as Legion's looking right now, it's going to take even longer than that to fully gear. Which is going in the wrong direction as far as I'm concerned. But at the end of the day, I'm fortunate that I can throw the time at it if needs be. So as long as it's even remotely fun to do, which, as I mentioned yesterday, it's not super duper mega fun. The frustration is you know it's not as fun as it could or it has been. That's probably more the problem than anything else. If you compare it to Mr. Pandaria Remix, it's not as fun as Mop Remix was. But that doesn't mean it's totally not fun. It just means they have a lot of stuff to do to get it to the point where, you know, it stands out well enough. But we'll still absolutely smash the pants off it. And if in the first couple of weeks we spend most of the time leveling our first character, The question for me becomes of how much am I going to care about alts in Remix? Because I'm not convinced, even with all of the advantages stacked in your favor, that it's going to be super duper mega good for leveling alts. It will probably be comparable to retail, but comparable at best. I'm not convinced it will ever supersede what retail can do. And the fact I can get a level 80 character in about 2 hours is 2 to 3 hours. Sorry, a level 70 character in 2 to 3 hours. Then another hour or two to get it to 80. And I can do 4 at a time. This is the problem for me. In retail right now, I can level 4 at a time. I'm not convinced I'll be able to do the same in Remix. So even if Remix ends up being similar in leveling speed, I still might not feel the advantage to use it too much to make any new alts. You want to use it to level 47 new level 80s? Like I said, in its current standing, you would be better off doing that just in retail. There's no distinct reason. That is, you get about, well, via questing at least, you can get about 100,000 bronze whilst leveling. So that 100k bronze whilst leveling will chip away at some of the cosmetics you might want, I guess. So maybe there's an advantage of doing it in Remix instead of in retail, but players are going to have to come up with some pretty sweaty ways of leveling alts to outperform what you can just do in retail right now.
Well, they'll never be using that move.
Oh, I mean, playing through Legion kind of playing through Legion if you've never played through it before will be an experience, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a reason why it goes down for many people as one of the better expansions. I've never been a big story nerd in this game, but those that are tend to refer to Legion as one of the better expansions lore-wise. Two of 5 machine speakers. I need to remember to pay some attention to what's going on in here. Oh shit. Don't make all of those go boom. Oh, I'm really having to focus here. I can really tell that this coffee's not even doing anything today. Running on low sleep for a few days in a row is starting to take its toll.
Look around. There's treasure here.
Wait, did Bran start randomly pulling them? Bran's AI is so bonkers broken in Season 3. I swear he's making a stand. He doesn't want to be replaced by a rogue. You want a hyper coffee shot? Drink something acidic after the coffee? I mean, coffee's already very acidic. Like orange juice with lime or lemon. Well, I am literally drinking lemon Fanta at the same time. So maybe that's... Is that good enough? That is not natural. No, you didn't specify natural. You just said with lime or lemon. Oh shit, I forgot these spawn something as well, don't they? I drink juice, I drink Fanta. I have a big glass of apple juice with breakfast every morning. Natural apple juice, not from concentrate. It's so natural, it comes from the tree in my backyard. You literally can't get more natural than that. No, I'm tired because I've had probably less than half the regular sleep I get. I'm an absolute sleep princess. I always have been. If I don't get my 8 hours, I am ruined. Absolutely ruined. And I went to bed at about 1 last night. By 2:20, my dog was sat at the end of the bed whinging at me. And I knew what that meant. Knew she had to go out and make a poo-poo. Which she did. And to spare you the gory details, it was an explosive situation that required some cleanup. So that was fun at 2 o'clock in the morning. Go back to bed. About 4:15, she wakes me up again. I was like, oh god, here we go. And then, so I dealt with that shit situation. Quite literally. Then Mrs. Manthias starts getting up at 6 because she had to go into the office this morning. And I've been up ever since. So I had 5 hours sleep, best case scenario, with 2 very unneeded breaks, interruptions. So I am, and that's pretty much happened 2 nights in a row now. So I'm just tired. I'm not my usual energetic self today. I apologise. But puppies come first. I can sleep tomorrow. Oh, this is an 11. There's 3 bosses, isn't there? You just pull the 3rd one as well. Fuck it, go. Oh, you don't actually need to kill them, do you? I remember, yeah, you only need to take these down to like 50% or something. Oh, do you ever get an itchy ear whilst wearing headphones? I've actually looked into getting some speakers, you know, because I'm,
Nice find.
I think I could do with not wearing headphones 8 hours a day, I think. And I'm wondering if getting some, because my PC doesn't have any speakers at all. It's headphones or no sound. I'm thinking about getting some half nice studio monitors or something. Got some good sound. I mean, I've got the full system over there, but it's not. That's for home theatre purposes. Oh, no key. Oh well, whatever. Don't wear headphones now. I use in-ear monitors like musicians use. Yeah, IEMs have become so much more popular recently. I don't know why. I know people that sit at their MacBook all day with like earpods in, and I reckon their ears are just ruined because of it. You have AirPods in like every hour of the day, your ears are going to be broken. I think it's because good ones are actually affordable now. Is it that good ones are affordable now, or is it just that all headphones have got ludicrously expensive over the last 10 years? It was the era of the Beats headphones, wasn't it? Beats single-handedly ruined the headphone market. I remember before Beats turned up, there was some high-end Sennheiser stuff knocking about, sure. But like, it was flipping Beats that commercially made it acceptable to spend 300 euros on a pair of headphones. Prior to that, you know, if you spent over 100 euros on a pair of headphones, you were in serious headphone territory. Now it's been so normalized that like a good set of headphones is like 300-400 euros. That, you know, I don't know if like good IEMs have come down. I just think people's perception of like what's reasonable to spend on headphones has gone through the roof over the last 10 years for some reason. Just a lot of persistent, clever marketing. The Apple approach, really. When one company gets away with charging a premium for something, it's not that they are positioned as being overpriced. It just gives an excuse for everybody else to raise theirs as well. That's why we have, you know, every single phone manufacturer produces €1,000 quote-unquote flagship phone these days. Right, let's get you up to 704 as well. So now we have all our equipable hero gear up to scratch. We still have two trinkets, our boots, and our belt. 2 trinkets, boot, belt, and shoulders. Oh, we're still quite a way away, aren't we? We're still quite a way away from getting 704 all round. That's still a couple of hundred. Easy couple of hundred, So it's Yeah, this is why I don't want to upgrade champion gear to 8 of 8. Because it takes 60 runed crests each. So I'm looking at what? 60? Gonna need to do the belt. In theory, though, the belt will be cheaper because we've already got it watermarked at 701, so that's only 15. Another 60, 120. 240 runed crests. At least 240 still. Where we don't even have that available to us in our seasonal cap. So we're not going to be upgrading runed to gilded crests for a couple of weeks still. Almost regardless of what I do. Is quid just another word for currency? Like 20 quid would be 20 bucks. Yeah, pretty interchangeable, yeah. Soundbar was good. Headphones make too much fungus. I would like it for music as well while at the PC. I don't know. There's probably some active studio monitors or something. I'd want to go active speakers because I don't want to piss around with having a separate amp for them as well. Did you choose the bottom left choice from the vault? 2 delve 1. No, I went middle. Because it was set. You can farm the rune out doing the 411s. Yeah, my seasonal cap is still going to get in the way. There's only about 111 plus the 9 I've got. Yeah, there's 120 there. That'll still leave me another 120 short. This is kind of why I don't want to spend runed crests on upgrading champion gear. I would rather wait until I get a hero slot and then upgrade that, because upgrading hero is cheaper. You get those 15 you get those 15, that 1 rank for free. Have a hero belt, which is probably the thing to upgrade next. Next week we'll also replace... Yeah, I think next week we craft boots, don't we? Boots or shoulders, actually. Crafting boots or shoulders. Our next craft is either going to be boots or shoulders. The smart thing to do would be to not craft it until we get one or the other. And then whichever one we get first, drop, whether it be from the vault or from our delve map. Whichever one we get first, we then just craft the other. So that will get them both. That's the quickest way to guarantee getting both of them. You can bet your ass, for example, if next week I craft the shoulders, then, you know, shoulders will drop. If not next week, but the week after kind of thing. Never knew that. Do we have Shakespeare to thank for that? Quid is just like, just colloquial slang, really. I'm sure it's derived from somewhere, but like, I've always just known it as slang. Kind of like bucks is sort of considered slang, isn't it? Really, 20 bucks, 20 quid. Based on the Latin quid pro quo, also referring to pound for pound. Oh, well, there we go. There is some heritage in it then. Marcus with the stats, with the facts, with the know-how. Well, that's 2 11s done for the first slot, either way. 2 more, we'll get the second one done. Then we just bang out some 8s. They don't even need to be bountiful to fill the rest out. That said, it might be worth doing as many bountifuls as we can this week, just to get Bran leveled up and to get as much journey progress as we can. And another one, and you know, another tick in the book for just like getting stuff finished, you know. But for now, I spent way too long on Remix yesterday, and it actually turns out that I thought Remix was going to be the last day tomorrow, but they've extended it, which is nice. Both nice. Well, I mean, I guess it's good and it's bad, isn't it? But I think they've extended it for another few days. So I don't feel overly rushed to go play Remix right now. We played a lot of Remix yesterday. We played a lot of Remix the last few days. And as I mentioned, I am my energy levels are on reserves today. But we've got 6 more days. They've extended it for a little bit longer. Which leads me to believe we'll get some patch notes maybe today, if not tomorrow. Knowing my luck, they'll drop at like 11 PM tonight, meaning we'll have a bit of a remix day probably tomorrow, is my guesstimation. But it might mean I look at finishing off some of the professions today then. We were getting through both alchemy and engineering. So let me work my way there quickly. Blacksmithing patron orders, blacksmithing weekly quest. Prioritize that, otherwise we'll never finish the damn thing. At least the sun's out today though. Might go on a long walk with the puppy today, or well, you know, a puppy length long walk. Could help with the energy levels, get that vitamin C in. Now that vitamin D. D you get from the sun, isn't it? You also get it from Fanta? You asshole. It is true. It is true.
The winds guide you. Walk with the Earth Mother.
Sense of irony. Somebody with the Twitch name Rocky Balbona teaching me how to get the D. Get mine for multivitamins. I'm gaming, I'm a software dev. Don't go outside. Yep. When I get into a deep gaming session, it doesn't take long before I forget what colour grass is. Oh, I feel ya. That's why I haven't played Factorio in a while. Game ruins me. I always thought this might happen, you know, and I think it has happened. I think that Factorio releasing the expansion took the shine off the game for me. Pretty much since the launch of the Space Age expansion for Factorio, I've vicariously lived the expansion through other content creators because I didn't really have time to play it myself. I knew it would take 200 hours. I didn't really want to spend on Factorio at the time. But I've also not had anywhere near the same level of urge to go back and play it again. So I wonder if my Factorio days are done. I hope not, because it was a really good game. But if I've gone in almost an entire calendar year without the itch to play it, that says something.
How may I aid you? Ancestors watch over.
All my quote-unquote nutrients come from coffee and processed meats. Peak of human health. Yeah. Coffee and pepperami. Woo! A real man's diet. Two points short. Just seen a very worrying TV piece. Apparently, because we've had a much warmer summer here in the UK, we're likely to see more and larger spiders in our house this winter. Oh, yeah, you probably will. Yeah. Yeah, because they've had a good feed. They've had a good feed and they've been able to stay outside, and there's been more bugs to eat and all sorts. Yeah, it means when they venture indoors because it starts getting cold, they're wham. They'll have had their steroids. Just ask Kachak. I hear he's encountered a spider recently. Had a spider on my pillow last night. Shit myself when the phone light illuminated it in the corner of my eye. Oh, gold. I don't like English house spiders, but most other spiders I can deal with. Oh, in fact, no, that's a big fat stinky lie. I mean, the big fucking hooning, great big Australian jobbies, they can do one. You know, if a spider could beat me in an arm wrestle, it's his house. You know, at that point, it's his house. I'll move out. But luckily, Finland doesn't do spiders. We get these tiddly little joke sort of garden spider things, but nothing of any great capacity. Hello. Hello. Hello, 10,000 gold. I can't send this back quality 4. I can't send this back quality 4. I mean, it teach the guy a lesson, but the lesson he'd learn is never ever use a public order and definitely don't tip 10k. I can't send this back quality 4, can I? That's just absolutely outrageous behaviour. What is it? Braces. This is why I save points, so that when something like this comes along, I can choose to spend the points wisely. Do it, you know you want to. It's just so mean. So mean. When I have the ability to do it at Q5. I mean, I could have even done some concentrate. Whoa, I even procced on his in exquisite weavercloth bolts as well. What else are you going to do with the tailor in concentration? Oh, waste it. Quite literally waste it. At least message him. Message him. Note to customer. Rank 5'd. this. Please tip better. No. No, we'll just send it as it is. And sure. Well, that's made the weekly quest a little bit easier to do. All the same, let's bang these out. No, no, and no. The system is not implemented yet. Be careful and have a nice day. Yeah. Who says professions don't pay out? Could have glossed over this tune. Could have gone straight to the character that I actually need to spend some time on. But made a pretty penny already off this. Oh, ouch. I only need to do 2. You're a knowledge point. You're not a knowledge point. You're not a knowledge point. You are. You're 2 knowledge points. You lot can get bent. I'll do those ones. 1,000 gold. I didn't think about doing this initially, but I probably should have burnt the concentration on these dudes as I went through them as well, but... you win some, you lose some. Already learnt 2 things from watching the stream. Didn't realise CraftSim had the work order tool. Oh, it's a godsend. Honestly, doing patron orders without it. Both CraftSim's little module for it, and also what's that add-on called? No Mats, No Make. Both of those in conjunction make patron orders survivable. I'm literally a scribe. Why do I not have scribe books on this tune? Have I put them in the war bank for some reason? Or do I just not have any left? No, that's a big stinky lie. I've got to have about 1 billion.
My directive is to serve you.
Yeah, casually 58 inscription ones. Tailoring ones. These are the only characters I'm doing these on, so these can live in my bags now. Okay, where's that got me to then? 38 points in the bank on inscription. Probably not going to fill these out ever. There's 120 points amiss here. These 38 points. 30, 60, 90. Flipping hell, how am I so far behind with inscription? Oh, God! Does this teach me a recipe? Learn to craft Vagabond's torch. It does. And the final sub-spec is a full 30 points. Disgusting. Alright. My scribes haven't taken the Dark Moon card talents. Yeah, I the irony is that you probably can sell the sigils a little bit, maybe possibly, but the fact that the increasing your chance to find Darkmoon cards is worth absolutely sweet FA, considering they basically sell for vendor price. Learning how to transcribe other Khazon Guard Darkmoon cards into Darkmoon of... I mean, these are also dead. This whole tree was dead on arrival, unfortunately, when we learned just how flooded the market was going to be with the Darkmoon cards. You already bought the new skill books for this one? All the skill books, these are probably from when I originally leveled Inscription. The optimal way to level Inscription way back in the day was just to spam out these knowledge books. So I probably blasted to 100 crafting all of these and I just threw them in the wall bank. Burst embellishment does okay sometimes. Something to do with the mage tower. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it's the aspect of it that I haven't really paid any attention to. My next 90 points are going to go into making all of these. Not that they're needed, but just, you know. Yeah, you do get the transcribed recipes, I suppose. Loads of shit I haven't picked up recipe-wise for Inscription as well. I've really dropped the ball on Inscription this expansion, unfortunately, but you can't do everything. Right, alchemy and engineering. We'll quickly get the work orders done. And then we'll look at leveling up the past expansions again. Was it you or Blizzard that dropped the ball? No. I would say me. The irony is that Inscription has probably had more updates this entire expansion than any other profession, because it's had contracts and it's had Vantas runes every season. That's more than pretty much any of the other professions have had. I mean, it's a very low bar. It's a very low bar. But, you know, something is more than nothing.
The winds guide you. You wish to speak?
Inscription quickly became my missive and cipher concentration dumps. That's about it. Yeah. Yeah, Inscription's been sort of middle of the pack, hasn't it, for concentration, this whole expansion. There's been value in checking it. It's not printing quite like... it's not printing quite like... enchanting. But it's played its part. What's a good noob strategy to make gold, mining and herbing? I have no professions. Without knowing a little bit more, I would say you're already on the right lines, yeah. There are two ways to look. There are two ways to look at gold making when you are first getting into it. Are you going to exchange your time for some sort of something? A material in most cases. Are you going to exchange your time for something that's valuable to somebody else? Or are you going to spend some of your gold and add value to somebody else? So most players are sort of forced to start off with like generating a little nest egg of gold. And you do that by exchanging your time to go out and gather stuff that other people want. So you go out and you farm materials, you sell those materials on the auction house, you slowly see your gold go up, and then you can start deciding later on in the day, can I spend some of this gold on leveling up crafting professions to where I can then buy some materials and add value to those materials by turning them into like something that somebody else wants. But you kind of have to go the journey. The journey pretty much always starts by getting some gold somewhere, somehow. And it's usually the easiest way is, yes, gathering. Either herbing, mining, you can go do skinning. I don't know if 2x4 skinning groups are very popular anymore. I'm sure they probably are. There's enough leather out there that I assume they are. But yeah, you need... To make a sizable amount of gold, you need some gold in the first place. Did I not pick up those materials from the flipping mailbox? I didn't, did I? What an absolute donut. I've 1 mil right now, though. Well... Whatever you did to get that first million, I would argue just do it again. Because the first million is nearly always the hardest million to make. If you aren't so easily able to replicate it because it was a lucky BOE drop from a raid or something like that, then don't waste it. But you'd probably be best off saving it until the start of midnight, honestly. Because that's where that's where there's value in quickly leveling up your professions. Use some of the gold you already have to quickly level up a profession at the beginning of the expansion where there's lots more opportunities. Can't boost anymore, don't play high level raids. Oh, okay, well if you got it by boosting, then at least you understand the concept of like providing a service to somebody. Which with crafting professions, I wouldn't get into this now, but I'd consider this like good information for when midnight comes out. Crafting gear for others is the similar service. You can do something that somebody wants and then somebody tips you for it. In the boosting world, you get paid a fee to do something. Crafting gear for people via work orders is basically the same. But it's really not worth leveling up and trying to get into that now. But worth figuring out what the scenario is, so then when midnight launches, you can roll straight into that. Wow, these orders are real stinky. Win some, you lose some. But, additionally, I would also say that it's looking like midnight might come with a whole host of changes to how the professions run and operate. The words that have been thrown around is simplification. So keep your eyes open to like alpha, keep your eyes open to beta, see what's going on before it happens. Use this time now before the next expansion to just learn about the professions. But if you do get into anything now, don't be expecting to make too much gold straight away, because this isn't the point in the expansion where there's loads of gold to be made. You can still make a lot, but you'll have that sort of requires you having a lot of stuff already set up. But most people just chill and do some herbing and mining and call it a day. It's the path of least resistance. It's easy, it's straightforward. And there is never a shortage of need for materials, so... I lost my first mill by letting my son buy BOEs for raiding. Yeah, you'll burn through 1 million gold buying raid BOEs real fast. What am I missing here? Why don't I have the mats for this? Didn't I literally just buy the mats for this? Alright, whatever.
I've been expecting you. Ancestors watch over you.
Have I got any knowledge point books for these professions?
I have an extended supply of goods
alchemy.
for outlanders.
Engineering.
My directive has been fulfilled.
Knowledge points of Warbound. These are the engineering, sorry, the inscription crafted books. Those are Warbound. Okay, that's about as far as I'm going to get today. Did I genuinely only get 3 alchemy knowledge points from all of that shenanigans? Wait, did I not empty my mailbox or something? Ah, okay. There we go. Jesus. The War Within books are Warbound. Dragonflight books are still Soulbound. Yeah, they didn't retro fix that, which is kind of weird, but... Right, alchemy feels like it's on the home straight. 50 points to go. Engineering. That tree is now full. That tree is full. Just devices to go. Ugh, 70, 100 points still in engineering. Jesus. Okay, well, the War Within stuff was not my main focus today. What I wanted to do is see how... Where did we get to? Okay, yeah, we got up to Legion, didn't we? Legion Alchemy, and Legion Engineering. We were wombo comboing this the other day, weren't we? While I hadn't leveled it, I think I was working on the quest lines from Legion to then be able to level it, wasn't I? Where's my old buddy, old pal Zygor? Legion Engineering, Legion Alchemy. Here we go. Legion Alchemy, enter the Eye of Azara dungeon? You shitting me? No way. What are you using for the knowledge point books? A weak aura? Oh, you mean this little button that pops up down here? This is actually an add-on. What's it called? I can't remember. Something openables or something. New openables. A little add-on called New Openables. That just anything that you can open. So this, you know, when you get your flipping, you know, pinnacle chests and all of that sort of rubbish. Anything that can be opened, it saves you having to search through your bags to find it. Just puts a little icon here and you click it. Do you think transmog farming is a good way to make gold? No. No. Not quickly anyway. Selling transmog is a very, very, very good way to make gold. Farming it is questionable. Mostly because you're it's a very, very, very time-intensive thing with almost no guaranteed payout. Transmog farming should be a side hustle, and the way I recommend people do transmog hunting or transmog farming is that if you work on your own collection first, right? So be greedy about it. Go and farm areas that drops transmog that you want. That way, you'll accidentally get spares and other things that might also be of value that other people might want. But if you are out there purely to make gold, transmog farming, I would give a wide berth to. It's got a strong reputation because it's a very prominent sort of YouTube clickbait style way of promoting goal making, but the people that make quote unquote millions of gold from transmog farming are people that have done it consistently for many years. Many years. It's not an overnight get rich quick scheme. I would heavily consider, if you are going to spend time doing something, do something that comes with a pay packet, right? Transmog farming is like working on commission only. You can go out and you can do a bunch of stuff, but there's no guarantee you get paid. Herbing and mining, you can fly around, you can pick up herbs. They sell instantly, and you make your gold and you get paid instantly. Instant gratification, herbing and mining, and it's borderline guaranteed. Transmog farming is like getting, working on commission only. Not sensible if you are actually looking to try and make some money. Make some gold. You know what I mean? He needs to repost on the auction house all the time. Yeah, it's a numbers game. You don't like I said, selling transmog can be lucrative, but a lot of people who make a lot of gold selling transmog don't farm it themselves. They actually end up just flipping it. They buy transmog when they see it cheap. They buy it and then they sell it on to somebody else. That's the way you actually make gold with transmog, not by farming it. Some people, like I said, some people make gold with it by farming, but most people don't. Let's see just how... Okay. Enter the Eye of Azara dungeon. Where's the Eye of Azara dungeon? That is going to be in Draenor. We can just fly straight there, can't we? How we doing, Derp? Welcome in. Good morning to you. Or, well, I think it's pretty much good afternoon in most places now. Either way. Is that the right Dalaran? Crystal Song Forest? That's not the right Dalaran, is it? The Dalaran Hearthstone is the right Dalaran. Which one's that? Flipping too many Dalarans. Christ. Hang on, there's a portal straight to Azuna, isn't there? That's where Eye of Azara is. Too many Dalarans. There it is. My bags are actually grim. Before I go in there, we need to have an empty out. Need to have a bit of a spring clean.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummels. He's like you.
Nobody wants any of these. Get rid of them all. Nobody wants any of these. Get rid of them all. Or these Lure Master tackle boxes. Nobody wants any of these. Thermal anvils. Oh, I don't need a million of those either. But that's quick and dirty temporary cleanup job.
May your feet find good trails.
What I do for fun is run the old dungeons until I finish all of the boss drops on ATT. Then I stick the BOEs worth 700 gold plus on the auction house. You make fuck all usually, but it's nice when you see a big lump in the mailbox every now and then. But it's far from reliable. Yeah, this is why I sort of suggest people be greedy with it. And what I mean by that is, like, if you're farming for your own personal collection, and then all you're doing is literally selling like the spares. So if you have the rule of like learn the first, sell the second, you can pad out your collection, and whilst you pad out your collection, I mean, you can obviously bend those rules as much as you like. It's, you know, it's your game. You play it how you want. But you have the general rule of learn the first, sell the second. You pad your collection out. You get a few bonus bits and pieces to sell. And more so, it becomes more enjoyable to do because you're working towards a goal that benefits you. Getting gold is great, but there are many ways to get gold. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh my god, I can die at level 80 from that lightning? Shit. I've done this dungeon like 50 times in the last few days. I should know exactly what's going on here. Right, over here.
It seems we have pests.
There we go. Now we can kill the boss. Best thing I say to people after M+ when they want to take the item that you dropped, meet me at Dalaran. Yeah, which flipping Dalaran? There's 500 of them. Aha! Getting Margos Elf apparently. ATT popping off. This ATT list is going to all of a sudden become quite relevant, isn't it, with Mop Remix? What I do until I see something of actual value, then it's a tough choice. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you feel free to break your own rules, but you go by the theory of anything over 50k, you'll instantly sell it. But, you know, anything under 50k, you learn the first and then sell the second. You know, rules are there to be broken. I looted a T-Boos. Old school T-Boos not so long ago when I was boosting a bunch of my alts through oh, what's the one with the pyramid? What's the one with the pyramid halfway through it in the desert? What's that place flipping called? No, the dungeon, same zone though. Zul'Farrak? Is it Zul'Farrak? Yeah. Got a T-Boos to drop in there. According to Reddit, the best gold farming strategy is take an IRL job and then buy a WoW token. Well, they're not wrong. I'd like to make that brutally clear. They're not wrong. Gold making is a luxury for those that have lots of spare time. Or at least playing the game for free is a luck. Because this is often... I don't necessarily always question why people want to make gold, but... 9 times out of 10, the reason why most people want to make gold is that they would like to not pay for the game and play the game for free. It's always a worrying start for me, because it means they don't really value playing the game all that much in the first place. That if you can't even spend like $15 a month to play the game, you probably don't see much value in the product. You may not necessarily be having that much fun playing the game anyway. If you value $15 in your back pocket more than you do the amount of gameplay and enjoyment the game can bring you, then you're probably not going to stick it out to the point where you actually can play the game for free. But regardless of that, goal making and furthermore playing the game for free is a luxury for those who can have lots of spare time. If you don't have lots of spare time, if you're in any way limited by time, buying a token is actually the smart move. Click the crate of corks. Aha, I nearly missed that. I'll pay for the game even if I have a gold cap. I just want to hoard it like a dragon. Swim in it Scrooge McDuck style. Yeah, I hear you. Right, let's get out of here. And those that don't need to make progress, I see it all the time. People who don't even play asking about earning tokens. Yeah, there seems to be, and this is of no fault of anybody, but there seems to be the assumption that because you can play for free, that it should also then be easy to do. And maybe it's, you know, like I said, maybe it has something to do with the fact that there are some avenues of, if you Google how to make gold in WoW, you'll probably quite quickly get presented with YouTube videos that do sort of try and tell you can make millions by doing very little. But the reality is you don't. Like, the reality is you don't. The assumption that because you can, it should then be easy to do is the false assumption there for me. And like I said, this is where I tend to think that people get into goal making sometimes for the wrong reasons. My view on this has slightly changed over the years, but this is maybe because I'm a more veteran content creator, I guess, these days. I'm not necessarily out there to please everybody. I'm out there to try and share the advice that I think is more correct. I'm more willing to tell people when I think that they probably shouldn't bother. I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes, for example, to get you to click subscribe or join my Patreon or anything along those lines. I'd rather people do that because they want to. And those players that have like 5 to 10 hours a week to play the game, you are 100% better off just buying a token whenever you run out of gold and if you need it. 100 times better off. Smolder hide firewaters, alright, sure.
I assist you. Good luck, friend.
Most people's view of goal making is that it's just easy as fuck to do. They just need to get started, but they can't be asked because they're doing other stuff. That's basically the reason why goal making is possible in its entirety. You are doing, you know, you are doing something that somebody else doesn't want to do. Everybody could level an ult. Everybody could gather their own materials. Everybody could craft their own potions. Everybody could cook their own food. But a lot of people don't want to do these things. And so they buy those products, they buy those things from the people that have been willing to go and do it. And the more things you're not willing to do, the more expensive this game is for you as well. So, you know, raid loggers, for example, the category of player that just logs in, they go raid with their guild, and then they log out. This is quite an expensive game for them. Not only does it come with an upfront cost, it comes with a monthly subscription, and it also comes with probably quite frequent purchases of tokens in order to live that luxury of basically only logging in, only killing a raid boss, and then logging out. Unless you happen to do it in a guild that then also arranges and sells boosts or something, but... But gaming, under normal circumstances, is a remarkably cheap hobby compared to some of the other options out there these days. I always like to remind people that you can't even take your significant other to the cinema and then go get some food after without it costing you less than €100 these days. So, you know, $50 once every year or two for the game, and then $10 a month to play it is, you know, pennies really, in comparison to some of the other entertainment options out there. Ticket is cheap, rest is expensive. I wouldn't even say the tickets are cheap anymore. I don't know, the last time I went to the cinema, I think it was €17 for the ticket. Now, I'm of the opinion that I could buy the fucking film on Blu-ray for that price. Like, am I owning a share in the cinema after watching this film, or what? Like, I'm not even convinced the tickets are cheap anymore. That said, I grew up during the Orange Wednesday era. Those of you, you know. Playing WoW is cheap compared to other hobbies. Have you seen drug prices these days? Have you seen? Yeah, you go out and you go out to a pub and you buy one beer. That's a month of game time. Boom. Like, I live in Finland. If I go for a drink in Helsinki, it's like €12 a pint. Like, unless you're willing to drink like dog water. Every pint I drink in the capital city in this country is a month of game time. When you phrase it that way, WoW becomes remarkably cheap.
I am forsaken. Victory for Sylvanas. Goodbye.
Collect 60 foxflowers? I'll just purchase those. Not messing around picking up flipping flowers. Not yet anyway, we'll level our herbalist another day. Foxflower. Is it all one word? Foxflower, 60. 7 gold apiece. Inflation. Finland's expensive, but with good salaries. Yeah, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Some days I do think I should go get a proper job. Sit here playing video games all day. Oh well, the thing is I obviously have run the numbers on this many a times. Now I could go out and get a more traditional proper job, and I could earn probably twice as much money without too much complications to what I do sitting here playing video games all day. But there's part of me that's like, I get to sit here and play video games all day. That literally is the dream job. I'll take I'll take a lesser wage for the luxury of having the actual dream job. Gotta love Orange Wednesdays. Yeah, cinemas in the UK. Is Orange even a mobile network anymore? They went bankrupt a billion years ago or something, didn't they? Orange used to be a mobile phone network in the UK. And on a Wednesday, if you had an Orange contract, you could text a code in, and you'd get buy one get one free cinema tickets on a Wednesday. And so the cinemas were always packed on a Wednesday because of that. So you make 50% of the average salary with streaming. Oh, Orange morphed into EE. Oh, okay, I see. I don't even know what the average salary is in this country. To be fair, I probably make more than 50% of an average salary. I don't know. Somebody Google it. What's the average salary in Finland? Now, average is very different to median, though. Let's not forget that these numbers are crooked. Average salary in Finland. Google's AI suggestion here is that the average monthly salary in Finland was approximately 3,500 to 4,000 euros as of late 2023 and early 2025, though this varies significantly by sector, occupation and region. For instance, the average in central government was higher, whilst lower salaries were found in local government and more rural areas. I can categorically tell you that 3,500 to 4,000 is not what most people would consider the average in this country. That's being propped up by people at the top earning a lot. In and around, salaries are higher in the capital region, around 4,000 euros. So 4 times 12, 50k. 50k before taxes, which means take home is like 30, 35. Roughly. So yeah, I don't make that much, but I definitely make more than half. Like in Spain, the average salary is around 40% higher than the median salary. Yeah, you got to be careful you don't get suckered by mathematical terms when you look at these things.
Go in peace.
Because of the massive disparity from low to high. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is a day for
If you know, only takes one person to earn 10 million a year to counteract the fact that 100 other people could be earning like basically poverty levels. AI lies. Yeah, AI does have the habit of doing that, but 35, 64 is the median. And then the average is about 3.5 to 4. See, this is it. Like, I know people in Finland that earn between 2 to 3 working full time per month. But I also know people who earn 5 figures. So the disparity is also very true. Like I said, I'm willing to live relatively modestly for the advantage of being able to have arguably the dream job. You can't live with 15k in Spain anymore. Oh, I can't imagine you can live off 15k literally anywhere these days. I mean, even 15k take home after taxes is rough, I can imagine. Is it possible to live in Finland on a 2k income? I mean, yeah. Not in the capital region, but yeah. There are... This is where you've got to remember that there are high taxes in Finland, but there is also probably higher than average quality of living generally. Education is free. Healthcare is predominantly free. Yeah, so yeah, you pay higher taxes, but you kind of feel as if they're going somewhere. If you have kids, you are like properly looked after. Both you and the children. Like I said, free education, huge thing over here. 2k a month take home in Finland is very different to 2k a month take home in the United States. Because in the United States, you could take home 2k and your rent will be significantly higher unless you own a property. You then have all of your flipping medical insurance and shit. And then, you know, if you have children, you have to pay for everything there. You know, it's this is why you've got to be careful when sort of like comparing this sort of stuff, because 2k take home in one country can be very different to 2k take home in another. If you live in a society that supports you as a human being well, then yeah, 2k take home a month is, you can live comfortably off that. You're not going to be driving around in a Lamborghini, and you're probably not going to be buying the latest iPhone every year, but you'll put food on your table, you'll have a roof over your head, and if you have the opportunity to have children, they will also be adequately looked after. Which you can't really ask for much more. I'm the perfect example of why higher tax in countries like Finland and Sweden, I can't work, but I still don't live in poverty. Yeah, exactly. This is it. Like, this is why, since moving to Finland, like, I've grown to love the place more so than I already did. Like, they're a society that just looks after their people for the most part. Now, not everybody agrees that they're being looked after equally, and I know there is some sort of you know, there's always more that could be done. But the reality is when you compare the living standard of living in this country to nearly any other country on the planet, it's fantastic. Kids in Spain are an interesting investment. probably shouldn't ever consider children an investment. Unless you go by the theory of that you just have so many kids, you just hope one of them gets rich. It's probably not a smart, smart life decision.
I have just the thing for you. Ancestors watch over you.
Well, my position being redundant after I get back from sick leave, I'm glad that I'm in a financial position. I do not have to worry about anything for the next few years.
Goodbye.
I wish best financial health on everybody. There's nothing that ruins people's lives more than financial stress. Literally nothing. And if you can learn to live within your means and live relatively modestly and can quickly surpass that need for more and more and more and more and more, you'll live a happy life. Wait, what the Christ is this trying to get me to do? Click the portal to the horrific visions. Zygor, have you lost your tits? What's going on here? I'm going to trust you, but I think it's lost its absolute fucking mind. It does know I can't get out of here. Does it think it takes me to Stormwind? Is that what it's trying to do here? I think it's lost its mind. Let's use Yoldi Dalaran Hearthstone. Warband collection, toys. Oh, it's on flipping cooldown. Down. That's probably why it's asking me to go. Ludicrous roots. I need at least 150k more on my account to then happily retire. Until then, grind is on. I can only speak for Sweden, but there's been lots of cuts to welfare. And you need to prove that you need help a lot more now. But if you actually need it, you won't get it. I can't imagine my life in the US, for example. I don't object to there being, you know, a process in place to qualify people for that sort of stuff. As long as, like you said, as long as the people that do need it are getting it. I mean, I don't like to get too political on stuff on stream because I often believe that people watch streams and stuff to escape the flipping stress of that bullshit IRL, but ultimately I kind of think that if you can cuts to anything always feels bad. Cuts to anything will always feel bad, but the best thing you can do is try and live within your means. Consider what's important to you. Consider what's a material item. Consider what you can do without. And life becomes much simpler.
Lady, watch over you. Trust no one.
Neltharian's Lair. Can't use the group finder for this. This is old news. Where the hell's Neltharian's Lair? Is that the one in Suramar? No, that's the Nighthold. Shit, where's Neltharian's Lair? I don't know where this is. Gotta be in one of the regular ass zones, isn't it? More of Souls. It's in High Mountain, is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, cool, thank you. Where's me pigeon to... Oh, I bet I've never unlocked... Okay, sure, we'll just fly there.
Hello. Be careful.
made it way harder in the UK after COVID too. Didn't even qualify after a heart attack. Jesus. Well, I left the UK over 10 years ago, and I have not for a single day regretted my decision. Obviously, I still have plenty of friends and family there, and every time I speak to them, that scenario sounds worse. Extremely fortunate I can just live with my parents for free and they don't really mind at all. But if that wasn't the case, I'd be done for sure. Yeah, it's hard. It's, yeah. Like I said, the world isn't easy. Do you speak Finnish then? I'm half Finn myself, but never learnt it growing up in Sweden. I understand a reasonable amount of Finnish, but speaking it is another story. My wife is Finnish, for those that don't realise. Alien tongue. Pretty much. I'd probably learn Klingon quicker, to be honest. Is it in here? No. Down here? Oh shit, there we go. We're in.
Hurry, friends. Every moment we linger, Darkwood kills more.
I took the choice to not play Legion Remix today. And then I've ended up flipping in Legion, doing Legion profession stuff anyway. That was a happy accident, by the way. I didn't deliberately mean to do that. Good practice all the same. Potent powder, precipitating powder, and then Dargwall slain, okay. To be fair, Finland's a good place to live if you don't know the language. Everybody can speak English anyway. Same with Sweden, Norway, Denmark. Yeah, the Nordics in general. The Nordics and the Scandi countries are very good if you're, you know, if you have English as a tool in your toolbox. One thing I would say is that socially, it's absolutely fantastic, right? You're absolutely spot on. Not a single person doesn't speak English. Like, everybody speaks English, and even if they don't speak English, they understand English enough that you can get communication going, right? Not to mention nobody wants to talk in Finland unless they absolutely have to anyway, so you can socially you can survive perfectly fine with just English. It is a different story when it comes to getting employed, as I have experienced over the years. Unless you are doing something very specialist, you are going to find it quite tough without speaking Finnish. Even jobs that are 100, the business language, the working language is in English. Speaking Finnish will still be a strong requirement for employment in any way, shape or form. So, like I said, it's absolutely fantastic socially, but there is still a very, very heavy bias towards speaking the language in the business world.
He does not know the powers he meddles with.
Like I said, unless you do something very specialist.
You've already taken all the food we have.
Search everywhere. These peasants have been hiding rations from
But, you know, your average run-of-the-mill day-to-day jobs are going to be a challenge. And more so than anything else, you better be you better be employed. You better be educated up the fucking wazoo in this country, because every motherfucker's got a master's degree. Literally everybody. You got people working at McDonald's that are like working on a bachelor, like they're working on their, you know, all sorts of master's degrees and flipping outrageous. You better be employed, educated to an incredibly high level. Right, where's me powdery stuff? Do I have to kill all of these trash first?
Pay attention, Navarag. I want you to see your heroes die.
Remix out? No. Remix probably doesn't go live. Well, the rumor is October 7th, but we'll have to see. That is only the rumor. You could always tell when the IT contractor market was struggling, because all of a sudden vacancies in the Netherlands insisted that you could speak Dutch. Insisted you could speak Dutch. Okay. I'm not sure I understand why.
Mother of worms, arise!
Doctoring procrastinating. Yeah.
Will be blocked.
I got double honors in that one.
Naraxis will feast on your bones. There is no more time. We must.
Everybody's so good at everything these days, I can't compete with a 10-year-old child at this point.
It appears the treasure you seek will be found on the other
Oh,
end of this
what the hell?
quest.
Oh, there was a treasure in here way back in the day. Yeah, you look at that sometimes, that everybody's so good at everything you can't compete with a 10-year-old. Yet somehow, I'm going to sound really old when I say this, but somehow the younger generation seems to get more and more stupid every year. I think it's probably based upon the there is some there is some over-reliance to technology. I'm going to speak from the millennial perspective here for a minute. Apologies to anybody not within that category of people, but growing up having not without things like the internet gave you an understanding on how to find out information and how to process things and how to think in a certain way. Nowadays, people don't need to learn that skill. Nowadays, people just, like, pick up their phone and ask the question, and the phone tells them. But it certainly has knock-on effects with, you know, ability to think critically and stuff.
There are other family matters that require my attention.
Is there a quick way out of here? I think there is a quick way out of here, isn't there? There's no, like, portal at the end or something. Maybe that Dalaran Hearthstone better be off cooldown now. Bingo. Bingo. Not to be that guy, but every generation has said this. It's true. It's true. Like I said, I knew I was going to sound old when I said it. I have my 39th birthday in a couple of days. I don't need to think I'm getting old, I know it.
What is it? Our time will come.
Right, are we going to get to the point where we can flip and actually level alchemy yet? I'm pretty sure I can just bang these out and call it a day. I'm not sure I really need to go through this entire quest line, but... I think it's a case of both extremes. The good get insanely better, but the bad get insanely... It probably is, actually. That's probably not too far from the truth. They don't want to use the brain at all. That's the problem. Seriously had to explain to a 22-year-old to go into the store, exchange 20 euros into one bill of 10 and the rest in coins. I mean, your first problem there is dealing with cash. Like, you're considered a boomer if you carry a wallet around these days. It's all just your phone. Just tap everything. Your first mistake was assuming they know what money is. What is this cash money? What are these little metal discs? What is this wizardry?
What brings you here? Good luck, friend.
We look at studies, the world's getting smarter every generation. Social problems can be another thing, though. Social media is a new thing, but a level of intelligence is increasing overall. Yeah, I think but the disparity, I think, is probably greater than it has ever been. Like what was just mentioned a minute ago. I think smart people are getting smarter because they have the ability, they have way more resources to become smarter. But then dum-dums are getting real fucking dumb. And as long as the ratio of smart people to dumb people doesn't get too ridiculous, I think we're all good. An academic in 1800s versus a peasant that can't read. Nowadays, even the dum-dum can read, use a phone, etc. But there's it depends how, because you know there's being smart and then there's being intelligent. Like, you see a lot of scenarios these days where people are very clearly book smart, but they're thick as rocks, right? They've got no, you know, they can absorb information very well, but have absolutely zero ability to think for themselves in any way. So there's like that difference between, like, you know, being smart and being intelligent. When the tills went down, none of them knew how to mentally calculate the correct change for customers. Then I showed them how easy it was, and they looked at me like I turned into Gandalf. But this is it. These are like mental arithmetic is skills that there is a strong argument to say, why the Christ on a bicycle would you ever need to learn how to do mental arithmetic when, you know, at any given point you can just... You don't even need to pick up an electronic device to do it for you these days. You can just say it, and the electronic device is already listening to you. I had to very carefully remember not to say the thing, but because your electronic devices are probably listening to you. But, you know, when you can count on one hand the amount of times you've ever needed to do mental arithmetic, it's no surprise that people can't do it. I don't think it's can't totally hold that against them. AI robots will just replace them. Oh, I know Goldson loves himself a bit of AI. Loves a bit of AI. I think AI is cool. I just don't think it's anywhere near as. I think it's. I think AI is being vastly overhyped in order to sell it. Quite honestly, I think AI is as hype as it is these days from a marketing perspective more than it is, because I'm still not convinced AI is really actually even remotely close to actually being intelligent. I think it's clever what it can do now. You know, the amount of lines of code in the software have significantly increased, but I don't think we're even remotely close to it being able to think for itself yet. Which means it's not really, you know, slapping the label artificial intelligent on something that is true. It's artificial, but it's in no way intelligent. Not in the context of what is understood by the definition of the word intelligent. I got ChatGPT to write me some TSM strings last night. Took a while to get it working, but it did. Yeah, we've tested that sort of stuff before. We've asked ChatGPT, you know, using this documentation, can you do X, Y, and Z? And it can figure that stuff out. But, you know, it still requires a very accurate prompt to do something. We don't have AI, we just have chatbots. Well, there's you know, there's various levels to it, but there's not a single thing out there that claims itself to be AI that can critically think for itself. It still needs human prompt. And until it can do it without human prompt, it will always have an intelligence level of 0 in my mind.
Beware the living.
Still doesn't mean it's clever, still doesn't mean it's very useful. It's just not intelligent yet.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
Technological singularity. Oh Jesus, Tulok's coming in with a real tech shit now. The technological singularity, or simply the singularity, is a hypothetical point in time at which technological growth becomes alien to humans, uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable consequences for the human civilization. According to the most popular version of the singularity hypothesis, from a model in 1965, an upgradable intelligent agent could eventually enter a positive feedback loop of successful self-improvement cycles. More intelligent generations would appear more and more rapidly, causing a rapid increase in intelligence that culminates in a powerful super-intelligence, far surpassing human intelligence. Yeah, I mean, the world wants to get... The irony is the world wants and somewhat needs to get there. Because if you leave humans in charge for long enough, we go fuck shit up, aren't we? Let's be real. We cannot be trusted as far as you can throw us. There is going to come a point where, you know, we will no longer be trusted with our own to run shit. What was it I need? Dream leaves. It's actually going to be dream leaf, isn't it? Dream leaves is the plural. Yes, there we go. Good job on pluralizing dream leaves correctly, Zygor. But then when it comes for searching it, I had to think there. Good old English language being a pain in the ass again. Because dream leaves is still grammatically correct, but would refer to multiple different types of dream leaf. Not multiple of the same type. Then it's dream leaves.
honored.
At least that's my GCSE level understanding of the grammar. To be fair, AI nowadays is just the new hype thing. The more we use AI like GPT, the worse they get. They train on AI, gets worse, and then the train on AI gets even more worse. The AI of today is a farce. Something a human can always do, just pull the plug out, needs power. That's its Achilles heel. Well, I mean, you've got to develop, development happens slowly and in stages. You have to arrive at your goal via any means necessary, and then over time iterate on that to remove out any Achilles heels. But yeah, when you sort of start big braining this, and you realise that, well, this is the direction we are going. This is why, energy production and stuff just needs to quite rapidly change now. Because, yeah, we are going to start consuming electricity at a rate that is unsustainable with current technology. We already kind of are. The telltale signs are there with these super mega computers, all these data centers just using chugging back electricity literally like it's water, which is sustainable short term, but it's why countries need to work more towards harnessing that big old fucking great big ball in the sky that just pisses energy at us every time it comes out from behind a cloud. We could do much better utilizing that, in my opinion. The problem is, nobody can claim ownership of it, which means nobody can rightly profit from it. Which is, once again, referring back to the concept that I truly believe that given enough time, humans will be their own worst enemy, will be their own demise. Because nothing gets done these days unless somebody makes money out of it. That's one of the bigger problems. Nothing gets done unless somebody's getting rich out of it. And so, anything to which becomes difficult for an individual to monopolize and become rich from is going to be fought against in favor of the thing that can make them rich. Follow the money. Follow the money.
You will not find a better bargain.
Guys, conversation got pretty serious pretty quick, didn't it? Fuck me. I should stop thinking. Thinking's dangerous. Play video games. Stop thinking. The energy problem is easy to fix. Go solar. China's already doing it. The rest of the world is late. Clean energy generation by country, 91 to 2021 terawatt hours. Yeah, China's going for it, aren't they? Like I said, it's Western world technological improvements. If they don't revolve around somebody getting rich, they don't happen. We're not paying you to think. True. Shut up and do. Shut up and do. Stop having a brain. You're worth more to me without a brain.
Exquisite. Do come again.
Right, back to Dalaran. By Terminator lore, after Skynet launched nukes, people didn't know it was Skynet. A few years passed and there were some automate machines, low quality, limited energy cells. People didn't understand it. It was AI that launched the nukes. Any sentence that starts with by Terminator lore is a fun one to read. China isn't really the model the rest of the world are going for, though. Maybe they know something we don't. There's always these facts and figures that float around the internet, and you never know which ones you can believe and which ones you shouldn't believe. But I saw one recently. I can't, quote the truth element of it, but it was stated that most of the world's current power consumption could be produced with a solar field less in size than the surface area of a country like Portugal. Which in the grand scheme of things is a big ass area to slap solar panels on, and obviously the technological infrastructure doesn't exist to actually harness that and do anything with it properly. So there's definitely some problems in that, but it's there's plenty of spare space on this planet to point something at the sun and claim its energy. Sounds fair. Sacrifice Portugal. Portugal. Sorry, Portugal, we got to tarmac you for the greater good. Take one for the team. Right, it's telling me to unlock world quests now. I can't be doing with this. This is actually starting to get a bit bonkers. I need to double check that we're not going stupid wrong here. Where's me WoW professions? Let's double check this. Profession leveling, alchemy. Not the war within. Give me the other. Alchemy, Legion. Goblin characters have +5 alchemy skill because of their passive. The extra 5 alchemy skill means recipes stay orange for more points. You can save some gold by doing the lower tier recipes for more. We can get to skill 50 if you discover the rank 3 recipe, make it up to 70. Unlocking more recipes. Oh, hang on. Why don't I just put this here so you guys can also see it? Alchemy recipes are unlocked by doing quests. You will need level 45 to unlock the recipes used below. Quests are pretty straightforward, so I will not write down the details, blah, blah, blah. Just do the quests. After you finish testing the calibration quest around the 26th quest in the quest chain, you should finish every alchemy quest given by your profession trainer. That is the only way to get the first rank of every recipe. Almost every recipe will be sold by Patricia after you complete the quests. You will then need 10 of each from the testing the calibration quest. So you make a bunch of these, a bunch of these, a bunch of these, a bunch of these. These will be yellow for the last few points, so you might need more, unless you're a goblin. Recipe 2 locations, dropped in dungeons, dropped in dungeons, dropped in dungeons, dropped in dungeons. Alternatively, if you have a bunch of Blood of Sargeras, which I don't, you should check to see if Nazak the Fiend is the current world boss, because he drops Potion of Prolonged Power rank 3. Or alternatively, whilst crafting rank 2 flasks, you can discover the rank 3 version. Rank 3 flask is orange all the way up to 100, so if you're lucky enough, you'll have to craft a lot fewer flasks. Discovering a rank 3 flask is entirely RNG. Yeah, I remember Legion now. You son of a bitch. Oh dear. I remember leveling Legion Alchemy previously. Go electric, sure, people did, and now the grid is full. Cannot handle new connections. Because people got solar panels, the energy companies are losing out on money and are complaining about that. I don't know how they do it everywhere, but in Finland, if you put solar panels up, you can... Now, obviously, unless you have battery storage at your property, which most people don't because that's still quite expensive. It doubles the cost of solar panels in the first place. But if you have solar panels here in Finland, you tap into the grid. But any electricity you produce that is surplus to your requirements, you sell back to the grid. Now the difference there is that you sell it back at a rate that is usually way under market value. It's way less than what you buy it for. Let's put it that way. But that's how the electricity companies here get around that little problem. They buy it back from you at a fraction of the market rate and then just sell it on to somebody else. And so, like I said, I don't know the physical infrastructure required in maintaining that, but it in essence means that these electricity companies profit off more people putting solar panels up, so... China makes 3 times more electric power than the EU and has 3 times bigger the population than the EU. But the EU uses almost 100% of its power, whilst China has big losses because of bad distribution and electrical networks. Yeah, like I said, the infrastructure is something that's like impossibly difficult to wrap your head around. You don't just plug a wire in, you know. It's not a plug in, a plug there. It's not as easy as it sounds. Getting the electricity where it needs to be, when it needs to be there, and making sure that it doesn't, you know, you don't lose half of it. I love farming 8 hours to get the rank 3 of a single herb. Yeah, we've not got to herbalism yet. I'm not looking forward to that point. We have over 300 days of sun in Croatia per year, so the extra solar panel, we all just send it back to the company. And, you know, then they produce less and they just sell off the stuff they've bought. You know, it's flipping, you know? Let's put it in Goblin terms. In Goblin terms, these electricity companies are buying your farmed electricity at, you know, at bait auction prices, and then selling it back to people at regular prices. Okay, so the reality is that we do actually need to continue doing most of this in order to get the higher rank recipes, in order to make this whole process less gross. You end up selling the recipes. Already known, already known. Grab you, already known. Ancient healing potion requires previous rank, already known. Oh, to answer the question of why I'm even doing this in the first place, I probably should have started with that, shouldn't I? This is mostly prepping for housing and decor. I want to have every profession on my 4 main crafters from every expansion leveled up. just so that those four... So when it comes to going out there collecting the decor recipes, it's easier to do on 4 characters than having them all spread around on all different characters and this sort of shenanigans.
Safe travels.
Just set up our own electricity company and you're set. Easy. Yeah, just casually have $1 billion lying about to set up an electricity company. I'd do that if I owned an electricity company, but I also farm transmog, so we don't... yeah, we don't all see a good choice when we don't all know a good choice when we see one. I guess the theory here from a money saving perspective is to make the cheapest stuff. We do have rank 2 healing potion, which we can get up and running with, I suppose. We can get some points on the board. Healing potions up to 15. Rejuve potions up to 20. And then healing potions up to 50. Which isn't going to be overly expensive. A bunch of use Cerulean seed, apparently. Oh, wow. Okay. This is called trying to control a market. That's quite clever, that. I kind of like this. Also a scarily small amount of stuff. Considering everything is on... all materials are on the region-wide auction house these days. It is genuinely quite scary just how small amount of stuff, small amount of materials exist. Rank 3, chance to create multiple potions. Next rank, discovery from crafting it. Right, we make these up to 15 apparently. Or we'll just make these until they go like yellow. Might be 20 because we're Goblin. No, keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. Let's go. Still going? I'll just make these all the way. Easy business. Wait, did I recipe ancient healing potion? Fuck yes. Boom. What do you mean spell not learned? I just learnt it, you dumb. Seven, 38, 39. 40. Still going? Fuck it, we just make these all the way. 25k an hour farming Dreamleaf right now. Good money. Oh, the doggo alarm clock's woken up though. still guaranteeing points? Has this changed then since guides were written? Because this seems too good to be true. Ah, if you discover the rank 3, just do it till 70. Happy. Alright, well, we'll just keep banging these out for a few more points. Right, the Doges have woken up. Doges have all woken up. It means I need to start doing a whole bunch of dog walks and dog stuff. So I'm actually going to call it there for now, boys and girls. My energy levels are like really low today, so there's a strong chance there won't be a bonus stream this evening. I know Wednesdays I do sometimes do a stream in the evening, but probably not today. There's a good chance we'll be back in Remix tomorrow, especially if we get a new build to poke around and have a play with. So if you're interested in Remix, come join in with Funds tomorrow. But thank you for stopping by today. We got into some weird and wacky conversations again, but that's kind of half the fun, isn't it? Thank you for entertaining me. I hope I did a reasonable job of entertaining you. Good luck with your vaults. Good luck with your goal making. Loads of sales to be had this evening. Let's not forget, if you're crafting, have some fun with that one. I'm going to go take the dogs for a walk, get some natural vitamin D. And yeah, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a good one, boys and girls. Peace. Psst, anybody still here? I'm going to send you over to Bear. I have no idea what she's doing. Dogs are going mental in the background. I really got to go. Right, I'm going to send you over to Bear. Enjoy. Say hi. Remind her that she needs to be playing on hose pipe, otherwise she's a scam artist. Oh, she's opening her vault. Go give her some congrats. I'll see you later.